Good morning. We have a dolly box opening. Now, not really done one like this for a while, and this was not one I was planning on getting. But I made the mistake of deciding I was selling some of mine, which I thought was great. I can save a little bit of money. I'm still saving towards that Blythe. It's getting nearer, and hopefully it'll be buying myself a birthday treat the way I'm going. So hopefully I will be able to get her as long as nothing else goes wrong. But then I saw this guy on somebody else's Instagram. I saw him on a couple of Instagrams and I thought he photographed so beautifully. I do not have many male dolls, and if you're doing the photograph, sometimes it's nice. I mean, some of my other friends that do some of the dolly sort of situations, I don't know, I can't think of the words, it's a larger diorama, I suppose, for want of better words, and I'm like, oh, I really would love to do that, but I don't have all the dolls to do it. So mine are quite often individual photos of just a doll rather than a scene, which is what I would like to create. So I saw him, and then while I was putting my things on eBay, of course, I saw him on eBay. Well, I actually typed it in, so that's my own fault, really, isn't it? But I managed to sell some of my other items, so that is my reasoning for getting him. It's not really cost me anything because I sold my others and I had a little bit over, but that I said that's gone in the Blythe fund. So here he is. This is Jasper from Twighlight, the Twighlight Saga, as it says in there. We'll be able to see him properly when he's out of the box because that's glaring something terrible. He is a Barbie Pink Label doll, a Barbie collector Pink Label. I didn't really realise they were Mattels. I'd seen the odd one about, but I didn't realise that. But he is a collectible doll. He's a 6+, and apparently he's on what they call a muse body, which means it isn't going to really move, which isn't great. But I've also seen some people doing conversions onto other sort of male dolls, other Barbie dolls. In fact, I think somebody even did them on Superman bodies and things, and they look amazing. So as much as I've bought him, I'm contemplating a body for him, which is a bit weird because I've never done that before, but I know it is something that's done, and I've seen some done and well impressed. So again, I saw this on somebody else's, so I had a look, and it's somebody I've got on YouTube as well, and I thought her Jasper looked amazing. I would have thought I'd have gone for Edward, but when I looked, because when I was watching Twighlight in the day, I was more of an Edward fan, sort of not a Jasper at all. But to be honest, I think the Jasper doll is nicer than the Edward. So apologies to any Edward dolls. But yes, I went for Jasper. And there he is in his very moody, looks like he's going to rip your throat out look. It says it'll be a relief here not to want to kill you. I think that's his character throughout in it, but he's such a sweet character, he's such a nice character, and he grows as the episodes go on. It just says here, action-packed modern day vampire love story. It just tells you a little bit about what Twighlight is about. If you don't know, I think even if you've not read it or watched it, you've probably seen things that hint towards it. So obviously this is a range they did. I don't know, there is a date on here, 2012. So that shows sort of how old he is. There was a few out there. Some were a bit cheaper but weren't boxed. This hasn't been opened, and that is what we need, isn't it? I have a pair of scissors here and I'm just looking. Oh, actually, that, I know it's a bit of cardboard, but that's just come off. That was not really damaged or anything. I'm not a box saver, but some I do save just in case I decide to sell them on at a later date. Can we get you out, Mr. Jasper, though? Ah, look at that. I do like that. So I will be able to keep that box for display. I know some people keep them in display and they look fabulous, but I don't have that room, and because I want to photograph them, it doesn't really work for me. So here he is. They've popped him in like a woodland scene backdrop. Nothing else there. Let's see how he's clipped in. We just have a little bit of plastic. I'll try not to cut his shirt. I've got to be really careful here. Oh, he's got a bit of plastic on the shoes. These trainers are gorgeous. Right, so is that his legs out? No. What we got? Oh, it is. It is. That's his legs are out. How are you attached here? Round the waist. Round the waist. And obviously we have one in the head. One. Sounded like I just shot him. All right, turn it round, and another one up in there. He's out, so we can pop that to one side as well. Now, I know one of the main comments people have said is about his hair. And I must admit, when I got it, my son's like, oh, what is his hair about? You know, obviously the character has really curly hair. Let's have a quick reference back to him. Oh, knock the camera time. So as you can see, he has very curly hair, and you can see that is what they have done. But I know a lot of other doll collectors who have him have washed his hair through, because you can feel all the glue. Which, if he's going to be just sat in a box, that's okay, because he keeps the style. But again, because I want to do some of these photos, I have seen, like I say, some washed it and dried it, and it sort of falls in all these gorgeous waves, and it is really, really nice. But I understand it may take a couple of washes to get him to that state. But look at that handsome face. He does have a very handsome face. And he's got some little sort of painted on sideburns there. And obviously that's just the date, 2009 Mattel. Now again, I say it every video, I don't collect Barbies, but they seem to be growing my Mattel range. But I don't know much about this sort of face sculpts and things, but I know some have mentioned that it is a face sculpt that's used on one of the other Ken dolls, or very similar. But I do think he's very handsome. I think the paintwork on his face is very nice. I hope you can see that okay without any blurring. I don't want him to blur. So I do think he's nice, and thankfully his eyes are in the right place. That does happen with some dolls, which is mortifying when you bought them, especially when it's one that's a discontinued doll, because there's not a lot you can do about it, and I certainly don't have the skills to change that fact. We've got a nice bit of articulation in the head, so we can have him looking sort of up and vague, and perhaps like in the picture looking a bit, you know, a little bit sort of sad, because I think Jasper is a little bit sad. He doesn't want to sort of hurt anybody, but at this point in the early parts of the film, his urges are still not settled yet. So if he sort of smells blood, so to speak, he wants to have a nibble. So let's have a look what else we've got. We have some little press studs, so we are going to be taking his clothes off, although I'm not sure how easy that is going to be. All right, let's pop him there. Let's have a look at this shirt. It's nicely enough made, yeah. Just says obviously that's the link with them as well. Just like I say, little press stud fasteners. It's just a basic little shirt, which is quite nice. It looks like a nice proper shirt. Obviously you can see his body now. We have some arm movements now. Oh, it does move to the side, so there is a little bit more movement. I sort of got the impression there was absolutely nothing, but no, yeah, we have some side movements. But you know, you couldn't sort of pose popping his hand to his face or anything like that, which are quite nice poses. But you know, you could do a little bit, you know. I suppose he's pointing off into one direction or something like that. It's not a huge amount we can do with him, but it's a nice body, but it's just very, very solid. Look at these trainers. These are real smart. He's got some nice Converse looking trainers there. I presume his feet are approximately the same. I'm not going to pull them off. I'm not. Shall I? Shall I? No. No. Obviously the ankle has no movement here. That is a completely stiff movement, so these may need warming up before I start pulling at them. His ankles shouldn't snap because they're solid, but I still don't want to cause any damage to it. So let's have a look at his jeans. Obviously these are just stitched on detail, but there is detail, which is nice. We have some proper little pockets at the back, so if he did have made to move arms, he could pop his hand in the back pocket. Again, a little bit of stitching detail here. They are nice jeans. Again, the fellas I do have are ones I've sort of acquired. I mean, I've got some of my son's old Action Men. Some are already in outfits, like I've got an Elvis Presley, a Captain Kirk, things like that. But the Action Men, a nightmare to get trousers for. I've only got one Ken, which I got the made to move in the wheelchair, and he is gorgeous. But there doesn't seem to be many made to moves, which is very frustrating. But I was looking at Ken clothes because I have none. I don't really have anything apart from what they've come in. Now, leg movement, we have that. So doll nudity here, so apologise. We're just going to pull his trousers down a little bit just to have a look. He doesn't have any underwear on, but he's not going to have anything to show either, so we don't need to worry about that. So we'll pull that up quickly in case I don't want to be upsetting anyone with it. It just says again 2009 Mattel, made in Indonesia, whatever, you know, there's pretty normal bog standard stamp on the back. It matches the one on his head, and I think he's lovely. I think he is really, really nice. I'm sort of scared about washing this hair because, again, a lot of people have mentioned a lot of glue inside there, but I want to, because I want, if we can sort of, I don't know, you can see it would pull down a little bit long, and sort of, I don't know what to do with it yet. I'm going to check with a couple of others that have got him and see what they actually did for the wash, because I think it's a little bit too tight to do. I want him to sort of look a little bit more sort of, I don't know, windswept, or, I mean, he's got a lot of hair there. There is a lot of hair in there, so, which is good, which is very good. I just hope I don't make a bodge and he comes out and he's, I don't know, I can't do anything with it. So I need to check whether the others styled theirs or whether they just washed it. So I'm hoping it's just a wash job. So let's pop his shirt back on. Now that's going to be fun. I've got to go it from the back when their arms don't move properly, or there's not much movement in the arm. There you go, mister. That is your shirt back on. Little press studs, 1, 2. It's got these gorgeous little detail buttons as well, and proper little cuffs on everything. So all in all, this is my Jasper, and I am absolutely over the moon with him. So I do need to take some photos. I can't wait to take some photos, but I don't look at all these bits of hair. That's me messing about with him. I don't know whether to take the photos before or after, or a before and an after, because if I do photos on the thumbnail, I suppose you need to see him with his hair as if you bought it, what it looks like, so to give you an idea. I don't want it sort of to give you a false idea that his hair is going to be all sort of long and flowing after I've washed it, rather than the tight curls that's in. So I think I might have to do a before and after photo. My lighting keeps changing. Is it because I'm just moving him about? It might be just because I'm moving him about. So here is my Twighlight Jasper, who was a little bit of an impromptu, I can't even speak tonight, an impromptu purchase, but like I say, I'm saying I didn't pay for him because I'd sold one of my others, and that is what I am sticking to. So I hope you enjoyed that little video, just a little bit of information. I know there's a few videos of him out there, so it might be worth having a look at all of them if you're thinking of buying him, to make sure. I know I did. I went through lots of different videos to check, and then because I'd noticed that some of them looked like they were articulated on Instagram, I then went to find out about head changing and body changing, because that's something, again, I've never done. So I'm going to be having a go at that. Let's look what size he is next to Cindy. I've got Cindy to one side because I've just been doing a video for a top for her. Oh, he is quite tall, isn't he? So he is quite a tall fella. I don't know where he is compared with Ken, but it's quite a nice sort of size there. But I mean, generally they're made, like I say, as a collector's section, so I suppose when they're all together, they're all going to be tall. They're quite tall though, aren't they, in the film? Although I would say Jasper was the smallest out of them all. So that's it for this morning. I don't even know what time I am on at the moment, but thank you for watching anyway. I hope it helped a little bit. Like I say, we've not got a huge amount of articulation there. We've only got up and down for the legs. At least the arms do come to the side. And we've got some nice sort of side tilts and front and back on the head. But we may have to invest in a body for him at some point. So once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please like, subscribe and share. It means a lot. And I will see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.